Watch, I bet the comments, I bet it's all screwed up. I bet it's all screwed up.
Oh, yeah. Picked him up. Realized he was my buddy. I was like, hey, freaking hop in. He goes, yeah, sure. Go ahead. Or, yeah, we'll go. Just don't close that door behind you. We get downriver, maybe. Oh, shit. What'd you do? Kick this over.
Are we, I don't see anything yet. Oh, there we go.
Go about 100 yards downriver, and I go, rip a cast over there. Freaking float. Maybe 20 feet. I'm like, there he is. Get him. Smokes him.
We're just telling fishing stories now. It's all BS. Oh, there we go.
What is up?
First guy says, where's Nick and Dave? You know what? We're going to make you wait for them. That's right. That's right, Brett. But they are. We'll just let the cat out of the bag. They are in-house. They are in-house. They are in-house today. What's going on? Here we go. Afternoon, fellas. What's up? What's up?
What up, Brad?
Yeah. Oh, let's see here. What is going on? Getting everyone fired up in here.
Has anybody caught a steelhead since last week? Since we
had caught a few. We were on the board. Everyone's on the board. Everybody's on the board.
Yep.
Lots of people on the board. So we're gonna be talking a lot of steelhead tonight.
I think I only had the lead there for a little while.
You had it. You did the most important one though. You got the first.
True. I broke the ice for. Yes. I broke the ice for all of us.
Yes. What is going on? No pick, no proof. Whatever.
What up, Jared?
We're just all talking, some crazy fun stuff. So. Yeah. Anyways. All right, everyone. Getting everything all dialed up for everybody. What's up, Jared? How you been, bro? We need to get you back in here, dog. We've got shenanigans to talk about and plan for coming up over the next, getting ready for the Sportsman Show season. Kelso in the house. You guys let us know where you're tuning in from. We got some special guests in the house. We're going to be talking a lot of steelhead stuff tonight. A lot of cool steelhead stuff. Jason watched me lose one this afternoon. Oh, Aaron, that sucks.
Hey, Aaron, all I have to say is when that happens, low and left. Low left and steady reel. Low left, steady reel. I watched it progress. I knew I had a feeling it might happen, and it did. I'm sorry to see that, my friend, but looked like a nice fish.
Yeah.
And if you weren't there, we were going to get him. So you beat us to it, man.
I love seeing all this, already got one, lots of fish around for how early it is. It is, you guys. It's definitely going on and happening, but if you guys would please, share this out to your groups, your friends, send some text messages, let everyone know that we're going live. We're going to get this thing started in just a few minutes. As always, we do have, there it is.
It's long, bro.
The old triactin, yep.
Your hair's fire, bro.
Your hair's fire, bro. Bro, I could hear his voice when I read it.
I know, right?
Fire, bro. I'm going tomorrow, says Chris. Heck yeah. We got Great Falls, Montana, Forest Grove, tuning in, Colville, Washington, Hayden, Idaho, BG. Go BG.
Recommended dosage of triactin as much as you can handle, my friend.
Yeah. Anyways, not much fishing for me this weekend. Yep, 14 hours. Gotcha. Okay, guys. Whoa. So what we're going to do, if you were to combine Harmson and Marlin, would they be as tall as Higginbotham? Yeah, I think they'd finally get him, but not by much.
Not by much.
Not by much.
I drove Jared's boat this last spring, and I had to literally stand off to the side of his center console because it was literally right at my eye level. I was literally driving like this off to the side. I was like, "You're a tall man."
You would not. Yeah. It's a big boat. A lot of boat to handle.
It is a lot of boat.
Okay, what we're gonna do. We are going to first off get a prize pack going. I think we could probably put together perhaps some addicted beads. Do we have some beads behind us?
I don't think we have any beads back here.
We got them down in the shop.
They're definitely down in the shop.
We'll get the prize pack going here. We'll figure out something steelhead-ish for you guys, and then we got a couple, of course. announcements to get through. I want you guys to keep getting that. Let's get this live feed up. Let's get it going. We got Nick and Big Dave in the house. Another special guest here. Let's get it happening. Monty Houston says, mullet on point, dawg. Oh, come on.
It's the only way to go, bro. Lettuce.
Only way to go.
Hey, were we supposed to have drop stuff?
I don't even gonna do that. Oh, we were.
Who were we supposed to get that from?
That Mike was supposed to.
I'm texting him right now.
Okay.
They're gone. It's 6:38.
Mike's not gone. There's no way.
Mike is gone.
Do you want me to go ask him a question?
He'll get him right there. Yeah, that was supposed to be a thing. But for those of you guys that don't know, first off, huge shout out to Stevens Marine, as always, for sponsoring this live feed and podcast. If you need a boat, if you need a motor, if you need anything marine, check them out. They will be at the, for sure, be at the Pacific Northwest Sportsman Show, first week of February. Great time for boat shopping. They'll be there with bells on, so check them out. As always, Boys and Tiger are my favorite. I don't really like the guys in Milwaukee. I've never been to the Milwaukee store. I'm totally kidding. Huge shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys very much. Second off, you guys, this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. at 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗪 we have the drop. Winter drop, the big Christmas drop. Everything you should be able to get before Christmas time, gift giving. That's why we kind of position it when we do. We're going to be wrapping up the 12 days of Christmas for you guys that have been purchasing on 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗪. Every dollar that you have spent has been going into the draw for the golden ticket prize giveaways. And Clint missed the
cue.
The cue that this is where it pops up.
Boom.
Where what
And
pops up?
The golden ticket giveaways. This is where it pops up. Just not
This?
quite. No.
I don't have anything.
He wasn't even
golden
listening.
tickets.
So, anyways, but at 𝗛𝗑𝗟𝗪Fishing, guys, the drop is this Sunday. But until then, we're still running the 12 days of Christmas. I think yesterday was a backpack. I don't know what today.
Today,
we're
I think
getting
it was
ready.
a free
so
t-shirt.
okay,
Buy one,
so
get
you
one free.
fail at your job.
I don't.
So
I
you
don't
throw a
even know
cry
what we're
camera.
talking about.
Is that what you do?
I-
You literally
what-
fail at your. You don't
Do you
know what
want
you're
this
talking about.
one?
You should be listening to us and putting up the stuff that's relevant. How many of you guys think Clint should be listening to us so he can actually?
Oh, wait. We're
portray
talking
this
beads.
information?
So this one.
Oh gosh.
Is it this one? Is this what you want?
No, we want the golden ticket, all that stuff that should have, for the last 12 days of Christmas. Anyways, that ship sailed. But the drop is this Sunday, everybody, and also available on the drop at 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗪Fishing. Tickets to the bashes at the Sportsman Show. Hey, there it is. He got that one. Boom.
I don't
right
have anything
there.
for the other one.
Those tickets, the Mega
missed
Bash
that.
movie premieres, are up and available on addicted.fishing. You guys can see the dates there. All three of the nights. Oh, they do have the individual nights of the bash. They are up. The VIPs are up. Everything goes fast. So, anyways, you need to make sure. Yeah, you need to make sure you guys get on there. And of course, we'll probably have some goodies trickling up in here. He's still here? Okay, so let's do this. I got a better idea. We are going to bring in our good friend EJ from Catch Zone, and then we're going to have a sneak peek at some drop items, and then we'll bring in, a couple schlums we found just sleeping under a tree down by the river.
Couple of dudes being
Even though
dudes.
they just walked in here, but everyone's been asking, "Where's Nick and Big Dave?" I told them you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait. EJ, what's happening, man? Introduce yourself and what's going to happen. Did you turn your mic on?
Yes, I did.
Sweet.
Hey
What's
guys, I'm EJ here with Catch Zone, and we're here to introduce Catch Zone to the addicted world, right?
Yeah, so you guys were at the Sportsman shows, you're at our bashes, and Nick and Dave, we talked about you guys a lot in the videos, but for those that maybe haven't heard about Catch Zone, why Catch Zone? What's up with Catch Zone?
Well, it's your one-stop shop for everything you need for fishing. It has rules, regs, up-to-date info, has weather, tides, river levels, ocean conditions, stocking reports, everything you need to know about fishing all in one spot. Because literally what I've had to do for years is I've had to have 5 or 6 different apps for fishing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then every time I go out and try to figure out the regulations, I have to go through this big book. And then I try to find emergency regulations. And it is a pain in the butt to find. So we developed a tool to where you don't have to look very hard and you can find it with just a scroll of your finger.
Nice.
And then, of course, let's be honest. Every time, you go to try to find that information, you're like, on the river with like spotty service, and then or you're trying to find river levels or what the dams are doing or what and it's like and then it just doesn't, because you have to go to like 5 different places.
Right.
And then it just doesn't.
And you're lucky to get one of those sites loaded while you're out on the river, because not a lot of rivers have service.
Well, good news with 𝗏𝗟𝗏 is it works fully offline, guys.
Nice.
So literally anything that you like for our mapping feature and stuff like that, the rules, the regs, it is all stored and cached, so you can actually get that information without any service. Now,
that's
for
legit.
websites and stuff like that, you're not going to be able to pull like the hyperlinks and stuff. But for the core app, you can still.
Yeah. So when it's in service, it's auto. Because some of this emergency reg stuff, it's every day updating.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, whether it's not, maybe it doesn't pertain to your river, but it's Yeah. So it's grabbing stuff in the background and keeping everything cached up.
Oh yeah, this thing updates probably every 2 to 3 hours, and I have a laptop that I carry around with me personally, and I update emergency regs immediately as it happens.
Nice.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that can be, well, we all know it's anything can happen day with our departments of Fish and Wildlife. So, in a good way or a bad way, you never know. They might open it up, they might close it down. I need you to give me the most accurate weather forecast for the gorge.
For the gorge?
Yeah.
Yeah, God.
Good luck.
Seriously.
All right. So if the forecast is wrong, I can blame 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and write you a nasty letter.
You could if you really wanted to.
There's a side story there. We went up to the gorge last week, do a little bass fishing, Jay and I did, and it was like everything.
Exactly what it wasn't.
Everything was 1 to 2, 1 to 2 through the gorge, Viento, Hood River. Everything was just supposed to be like the day to be there, sunny, nice. Oh gosh! I'm not an idiot. It's the gorge and it's wintertime. So let's just say when we pulled up to the old boat ramp and it was blowing 20 miles an hour, I wasn't all that shocked. But yeah, the forecasting was horrid.
Not accurate that day.
Well, all weather apps kind of are. They're just basically kind of a forecast, right? I mean, I heard Nick and Dave using it on one of their videos the other day, and they were like, "Oh, it's supposed to be really nice," and all of a sudden, at the end of their video, it's freaking pouring down rain.
Dump it. I mean, a lot of that pertains to kind of the area that you're in. I mean, gorge, coast. I mean, those are definitely 2 areas that you can't really rely on the weather forecast.
We have
can change like that.
A very dynamic weather area over here.
I loved how we just like breezed right over Cameron's little like pet name. You know, they called you Jay. Like what?
Oh
so
yeah, Jay.
cute.
I said, Jay and I.
Yeah, Jay.
Really?
And
are you just trying to be annoying tonight?
That's so cute. I wish I had a pet name.
Hey, you guys have any questions for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏? So where do people download the app? Probably Play Store, all the Apple Store.
Yeah, so you can go to the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, and then just search 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and download it. It's free to download. And then there's a 7-day free trial with both of our subscriptions right now. Now, after the Sportsman Show, we're actually going to take away the 7-day free trial on the year. And then it'll be just a 7-day free trial on the month. But we have a lot of cool updates coming up, too. A lot of cool updates. Cool. A lot of mapping features, a lot of different things.
I was going to say, you can go ahead and spill them out now.
Oh, well, Clint, you want to pull up our new mapping features that we're working on?
No way, windy in the gorge.
Yeah, so what you guys are seeing here is
it's live on, who's that?
It's Marlon.
Oh yeah, he's just not in the right spot. We have YouTubers in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Service. Yeah, he goes, never mind.
Oh, we got it.
Nothing. Someone was trying to. He's like, we're not live on YouTube. I'm like, I see people
stuff?
on YouTube.
Okay.
Look at that. Oh yeah, so mapping feature, go.
Yeah, so here's what you're seeing here, guys, is our new mapping feature that we're doing, and there's going to be Clint.
I just want to
put the map over me.
So
he asked for it. Over
no, I don't care. So what you're seeing, guys, is our new mapping feature, right? And literally, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have all sorts of stuff. So our auto location feature is still gonna be there. We're going to, now we're going to have all the boat ramps, all of that stuff. There will be navigation inside that. You want to pull up that picture, Clint? So right here, you can see that's actually on a boat ramp, and you can get directions right from the app. And you can actually pin a location on your map and drive to your spot all from the app.
So it'll give you
That
directions
was
on
game
the app.
It'll
management.
give
and
you
those are-
directions.
Those are game management units there too, and everything. Which that's not so much for fishing, but so there's definitely some cross pollination of the guys driving around the woods, and it literally is going to be the one-stop shop.
It literally will.
It'll be the
That's
Onyx
cool.
of fishing.
So if you see the little icon on the side, it actually says map box, and it is the same mapping feature that Onyx uses. So we're up in our game because we are getting a lot of interest in this thing, and
Nice.
it's
Dude.
growing and it's doing really, really well. So
Give me a way to document my fishing day on the app, filling out a template.
filling out a
It's
template.
just a comment. Is there any kind of like reporting or databasing or?
Oh yeah,
the
so
fishing-
we have our catch tag feed, so you can actually go right onto the app and you can actually save a picture and any kind of notes that you want, and it'll save to your personal profile. Now you can make that public if you really want to, but a lot of people, a lot of fishermen, they're really, really secretive, so they want to keep that stuff private. So we made it so that you can either make it public or private.
Nice.
Oh, nice. So there you go.
Convenient.
Yeah, Joaquin. So, any other questions, guys, for the Catch Zone app here?
We got some.
Go ahead.
You want to show some of these videos? You want me to?
Yeah, so we've been updating our rules and our regulations. If you check out, pull that up, you'll see the formatting of the regs. It's super easy to use, and right there at the top, you can see the bold red writing. That's the emergency regulation that was posted for that water body, and then it lists all the rules and regulations for that water body up top for you to see catch seasons, everything. And then inside each fish, there's actually catch seasons, minimum requirements, daily limits, exceptions for that fish on that water body, because a lot of people, when they're going through the rule book, they're like, oh, I can catch 2 steelhead a day on this river, but then they don't look at barbless hooks.
Yeah.
They don't look at use of bait allowed. They don't look at all of these things that are required, and you end up getting a ticket. And with this, you won't.
That's freaking slick.
That is nice. It's very
So
convenient.
there's all your environmental weather.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is our weather page, and it has our tides and information. You can actually go on and search anywhere in the U.S., and it'll pull up the tidal location for that area, and it'll give you a list of the tidal stations, and that's interactive. So you can actually hit the drop down and then select the location of the tides that you want, and then the graph changes.
That's slick.
So if you're on the Lewis River and you're planning to go to buoy 10, you want to see what the tides are going to be in a couple days, you can go right here and do it.
My Catch Zone app says that native steelhead are okay to bonk. I want to double check that one.
Yeah,
two things with that is there are areas that you actually can bonk native steelhead, and second off, classification of trout can be, I believe, wild in some areas where then, because if it's under 20 inches, like you can.
Yep.
And then, but if it goes over 20 inches, then it's classified as a steelhead, and then you can't. I'm not suggesting or telling you anything. You better check your local rules and regulations on that. But there can be different things on what they call, allowable and not allowable to keep.
Yeah, because a lot of times in Washington, they'll actually list the regulation under trout. But
Yeah.
what we did is we've actually separated it out to where you can actually see when it's open and when it's not.
Yeah, dang
Nice.
those Washington guys. I'm just teasing.
Oh, that's just a whole new. That's
Okay.
a whole new ball game.
So
I
people
mean,
can download the app, 7-day free trial right now, and then you guys got lots of cool goodies coming up. You guys going to peel all up too?
Oh, Richard, right there. River temps are a solid idea. We haven't had that requested yet. We'll look into it. So that's actually our development guy, our developers here right now, getting your guys' comments to figure out what we need to do in our next build to make it better.
Oh,
So that's actually Richard Armstrong from Dembski Group. He's right there. So hi, Rich.
yeah, perfect.
Something you guys are working on, River Temps?
We're actually putting in a new catch log that is going to be automated.
Nice.
So it'll actually, you hit log my fish, and then it'll save your date, your time, the current weather, and then any tidal information. And then you can actually enter the
I know, but
water
I need to
temp
find
if
it
you
on
want.
here.
So you can go back and look for years to come.
So what I need, how many states? I saw somebody ask about California.
So it is definitely on the list, guys. We're gonna go across the entire United States, just like Addicted, you know. But right now we're in Oregon and Washington.
Okay. Perfect.
So
awesome. Okay. Well, anything else? Does the app come preloaded with fishing spots?
So it actually comes preloaded with every water body in Washington and Oregon on it that's regulated, and it has fishing tips and info for every location. So you can go on there and it'll tell you, hey, steelhead are in this river from January to March. The best time to fish for them is in mid-February, and there's a bunch of bank access on Highway 6. So we give you a directive on how to fish as well.
Nice.
There's even setups in there that Popov and Big Dave put together for you guys. So,
you know they work if they use them.
Ain't that a fact? If I purchase this app, will Jason cut his mullet? Yes.
Absolutely not.
Yes, he will cut his.
That will
mullet.
never happen again.
He will cut his tuna-related data.
I will not shave my beard.
Tuna related? Oh, have you guys gone offshore?
So we are. We have.
You can start plugging in SSTs and chloros and all that good
So
stuff.
that's one of the things that we're going to be doing with our new mapping feature. You know, where you can see with the weather and you
That'd
can
be
see
sick.
like hot spots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The sky is the limit with this thing. We're not going to stop until everybody is happy, and we want to be above board on everything, literally.
Nice.
So
Have everything dialed.
Very, very cool. All right. Any other? Oh, live GPS location still low hole Clint. Yes, that's
There
what
it
we need.
is.
A live Clint on the water tracker. Except for he's gonna be with me tomorrow, so not tomorrow, but any
Yeah,
other
I'll go live tomorrow.
any
I'll
other
turn
day.
mine
Yeah,
on.
I know you pretty well.
So
I'll kick you out of the raft, bud.
So,
Oh, God, we're
Cameron,
going
the
in a
one
raft?
other thing I kind of really wanted to talk about real quick was everybody's been on a river and they forget their river code, right? And that's how this that's how this whole idea was
Guilty.
formulated, because I was with a fishing guide and I was up on the Columbia River and I caught my fish and I said, hey, what's my catch code to write on my card? And he goes, I don't know. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You're a freaking fishing guide and you don't know what to write?
I'm gonna be fair to
Yeah.
him because, like, if you're in the Columbia and you're mainly an Oregon guy and they bring a Washington license, you gotta know both states. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I know my Columbia ones for both states, but man, then I'll go to like some obscure trib, and then you go to, and then you
There's
know,
a lot of
you
different
don't want to
ones.
screw it up because
Yeah.
they will like ticket you if you write the wrong code in too.
Yep.
So it's kind of like you gotta really. It's better to be safe than sorry. So I can see why that would be very beneficial, especially for me.
Yeah, where it literally auto-locates your catch code and tells you, hey, boom, you're in catch code 543.
Very cool. Safe for consumption alerts for shellfish would help too.
Track a guide feature.
Carlos, it's not a bad idea because there's also those for fish and well too. So, okay, guys. Well, Catchstone app, you guys can check it out on Apple Play, Google Play, Apple
Yep,
Store,
Apple and Google.
Apple and Google Store. I'm sure just search Catchstone. You'll see the black logo.
Yes, you'll see the black logo with the white fish, and you'll see Catchstone right below it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Alrighty. Thank you. Thank you very much,
you.
EJ. Appreciate you coming
Yeah.
in. All right.
Hey,
So,
Cameron's old and has a Palm Pilot. Is it on Palm Pilot?
Blackberry, bro.
Blackberry?
Remember the Blackberries?
Never mind. I'm
Real
just joking.
I don't think you can download
Back in
an
the
app
day.
on BlackBerry. But
All right. Regulations are weird and even more confusing. Yeah, I hear ya. Is the boat ramps rated at all like ease of launch or low water, or maybe vehicle? Oh, like a primitive launch
Yeah.
versus like a regular launch, or how many lanes? How many lanes in the launch? That could be too. I'm sure Richard is still watching. That would actually be a good one because some of these launches you go to are sand, dirt, boulder. Yeah, you definitely might get surprised if you're venturing to a new area, but that might be a good one. So,
That'd be
All right.
kind of nice. Yeah.
anyways, that'll be freaking. Yeah, have to do some checking out on that. So,
Yeah.
okay, guys, one quick last reminder, Clint. Let's do a giveaway really fast because
I'm on strike.
Nick, you got those.
Clint's on strike,
those
everybody.
beads.
So that means Clint is not doing a giveaway. And we're just gonna keep it steelhead centric. We got little Cleos. You know what? Oh, look at this. We're gonna do
No, the ones I hidden.
freaking boom. A
Did
4-pack.
Hayden give you beads?
Look at that. A 4-pack. Do we have
Yeah, give me a
any?
couple packs
Where's
of those
those?
beads.
Where's the things from Mike?
I have them.
You have. Oh, you guys want to just bring them in and do them?
I'm just gonna do it when
Perfect. Come
Oh,
on
okay.
in. All right. Let's get Nick and Dave in here, you guys. So we got the drop. I know I've already told you guys this. The drop, winter drop, 6:30 on 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗪 this Sunday. We've got some sneak peeks. They're gonna be fun.
Nick got one?
Yeah. Here, take that in.
But Clint's, in the meantime, still going to pick a winner.
No, pop out of here.
Whatever. We're going to do
Clint's on
something.
strike. Clint's on strike.
Oh, Aaron Spillman, congratulations, man. You have won the little Cleos. We got 4 of them here for you. If you email orders at 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗪.fishing, you will be able to collect your prize of 4 little Cleos. Man, you guys brought the goodies. You guys brought everything.
We brought it all, brother.
Holy crap. Should just move on out here. Aaron, send us your email, or send us your address to emails at orders. You know, whatever. You know. Got way too much going on tonight. All right. What do you got? Okay. Everyone wants to talk beads. So put those rods away. We got more important stuff to talk about.
I'm going to use those.
We got the goodies. We got the goodies to talk about.
Okay.
For the drop,
We'll bring
bro.
those in a little bit.
For the
Those
drop.
are going to be blocking
I want to
us.
see what we got here. Give me that.
Oh, there's some staff.
All right. What else do we got here? Holy smokes. We got all sorts of goodies.
Oh, bam!
We got some big meatball plugs.
We don't want to show
I don't know
everything,
if
or do we want to go through?
no, show some of the goodies.
Okay, all right.
Well, you gotta show
go
these.
through.
Here, I'll put some, here, you guys. So talk about the
wanna
drop.
do
Do
side
the
cam?
custom plugs. Here's the.
All right,
Side
guys,
cam.
we're going to just kind of... Oh, are we going to go to side cam here?
There he is. He's there.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit. So we did a bunch of different custom plugs this time. This is, in fact, I think it's probably one of my favorite drops we've done so far as plug-wise goes. Ooh, look at this one. What's the name of this one? Oh, this is Godzilla here.
Godzilla.
I named him. So
We were
I
deep
might-
into fishing,
Oh,
too.
dude, there's
We
a
weren't
lot. There's a
sleeping.
lot going on there, but this is and actually fished this quite a bit. Had incredible success, but this is a blue plug with chartreuse and some green splatter with some puddle dots on it. So that's one of them. And guys, I'm telling you, limited quantities on this stuff. They're gonna sell fast, so get on there. Make sure you're on there when the drop launches. Times it go live.
6:30.
6:30, right
On the
after.
15th. Yep.
Yep, perfect. And this is similar, just a red. This one also has the candy red splatter on the back. I don't know how well this is showing up. There, that's good. And puddle dots as well, but it still shows. We left the chrome exposed on the bellies of these. I think it's one of the. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
It's one of the, in my opinion, with salmon plugs, it's good to have that contrast on there. So those are the 2 brads, and then we did a bunch of other stuff, guys, and these are going to be absolute killers. So this one, Mean Green, is probably one of my
That's
favorites.
so dirty.
It is dirty. It is a holographic.
Holographic antifreeze,
That's what I was
green and
going with.
chartreuse, and what more could you want?
Yeah,
Freaking
yeah.
plug. There you go.
If it ain't chartreuse, it
That's
ain't no
right.
use.
loose, buddy.
Then we did a kokanee cut plug, and this one's going to be a little tough to see with the glare, but it's half lime green. Ooh, half lime green, half chrome with 3 pink dots. That thing is going to be an absolute killer. Then this is one of my favorites. So this was done by, so these plugs here were done by Oz, at Oz Custom Painting. These ones are the North Wild, done by North Wild, Jared Kirkley over at North Wild. So this thing is disgusting.
It's
so
ridiculous.
it is half gold, holographic gold, half red with an orange and chartreuse puddle dot on it. It's one of the best mini cut plugs I've ever seen painted.
I feel like my home waters. I'll probably kill a few shit. I'm gonna steal some of those.
Those are going to work. And then we did a couple of skinnies. This one, Morning Glory. And these are on the bone blanks, so it's got kind of a sunrise tail on it.
Smoker.
And the white blank with the pink and chartreuse puddle dots.
who has the arts and crafts lab? They look great.
That's my brain. A lot of good painters out there too. So this is also done by North Wild. This is one of my favorites. We called this one banana bread. It's dirty. It's half white, half rotten banana. Just trying to be a little bit different on some of that stuff. Then this time, should we go through all?
Well, no, we'll just set them out here. Here, bring the side
Yeah,
cam there. Maybe do your flashes real quick, Bill, on that.
Oh, and then we did a couple of Super Series flashers on chrome blanks. This is a half moon jelly with chartreuse or what's that? Aurora tape.
Blue
Yeah,
Aurora.
yeah. So it's blue Aurora and then the chartreuse Aurora on them. Super sick.
Flip those over.
And
Those are going to
then-
have a really cool effect.
Yeah, so I did this a little different on these, and you can kind of see it's tough to see. Where's the glare better there?
That's good. I mean,
Yeah, so you can kind of see
reverses.
it's just a reverse. So it's, you know, the chartreuse takes over the moon jelly on the back.
Yeah.
But I think it's just going to have, you know, I've never seen them done like that, and I think it's going to be incredible.
I know where I'm going to fish that chartreuse one.
Yeah, me too. Everywhere.
Anything with moon jelly.
Wherever there's a
not
salmon.
not where you'll be.
Yeah, yes, yeah, maybe you're right.
All right, and we got Bead. Oh, thanks,
Oh,
thanks,
killed
Clint.
it,
Clint screwed it
killed
up
it.
again.
So these guys are these are different. So this is a new bead. It's a floating bead. So it has a floating insert in it, and it actually will it floats instead of sinks to the bottom. So there's I don't
Just
know
say
that
it.
I've
It's
ever
for your bobber doggers.
Yes.
There you go.
There you go. It's
And-
for bobber dog, and they are amazing. So
Well, at work in a blown out river, Ben says, because Ben is only allowed to, like, anytime Ben and I do anything, well, you do too. It
yeah, I
blows out.
know it just blows out.
Yeah,
Ben
so
has
that's
had
why
trips
these
planned.
are very big and very bright.
Yep, and
because
that's why I did them that way.
if we have to fish with Ben, it will be a blown out river.
That's right. We made these just for Ben, actually.
Yeah.
Then we did some different worm colors.
Ooh.
Ooh, so this is a black and actually neon green, kind of the old Addicted logo colors there.
Yeah.
And then this is like a pink pearl with a pink pearl tail with like a sweet pink cherry body color. Jason's in here
Jason's
trying
in
to
like
harvest.
wanting the black and greens.
Jason's in here trying to harvest. And then we did a pearl white with a pink tail. I mean,
Okay.
you guys know the
We're good,
deal.
Clint. Yeah, I was going to say, you guys, at the end of the day, just know that these colors
Oh,
are...
I didn't show this
Oh, yeah,
one.
oh
This
my
is-
gosh, that's one of the...
This is one of the best
Yeah.
ones.
Go side cam.
So this one is the
Yeah.
peppermint, and this is done by Oz as well, but it is nasty. It's got like a cerise bill on it with a white butt, and then some like I don't know. It reminded me of a peppermint. It's the holiday
Oh,
season,
that's cool.
and it is just absolutely dirty. So like I said, guys, don't forget limited quantities on all this stuff. The tackle stuff is
Yeah,
it goes
and
fast.
all the plugs are numbered.
Yes,
They're
all
out
numbered.
with it. So
Yep,
yep,
you
that
got it.
is what it is. Do you have any? We got some apparel in there too, guys.
Yep.
Check out the custom worm colors. Too much to really talk about, of course. As always, there's a lot of goodies there, but it will not go fast. Stocking stuffers for sure. Says
Yes.
Casey. Absolutely. Corey says nobody panic. Well, there might be some nobody panic stuff.
Oh.
Or do they have any samples of those yet?
No, because they're not printed.
Oh, okay. Well, they're. Oh, and did we say it? Yeah, we say it. Yeah, yeah. So you say nobody panic,
Don't
but now
panic.
nobody panic will be in a t-shirt.
There'll be a
Yes.
nobody
There'll
panic.
be a nobody panic t-shirt. We don't have it yet, but we'll have it.
And then this is just some of the apparel, guys. There's still stuff being whipped up right now. We got a bunch of different hoodies, a bunch of different shirts, a bunch of different hats, in all different
Oh.
colors. Oh, look at that.
Bad day to be. Well, maybe
Bad
yours
day
aren't.
to be a
Yours- yours are
salmon.
guardian.
Yeah.
No, they might be.
Bad day to be a salmon.
Oh, they might
that's a
be.
good one.
Maybe they are in here. No, they're not.
I see a bad day. Maybe he.
That's the camera. Oh, maybe this
Oh,
one.
that one's it. That's gotta be it.
Oh,
No, that's
there
it.
is-
Nobody
there it is.
panic.
Nobody panic. It's even got Dave himself, dude.
That's the real life shot there.
That's right. That's right.
That's
That
good.
actually is like
That happened.
real
I
life.
love
That
this.
happened.
And all the shirts too, guys, have the guide logo on front of them too. I don't know if you guys can see the Big Dave there.
And then
Oh,
we
here's
got
Nick's.
mine. No, welcome to the club.
There you go.
With the old
To the
salmon
club.
getting smashed. So we all got our own
That's
our own
cool.
logo. What do you, Jason?
Uh,
So did we go
What else
through?
is there?
Oh yeah, we got the all black Addicted logo, hoodie. Oh yeah,
Hey Marlon, I'm stealing this
they're gone
one.
catching. Oh no, this catch zone. Oh,
Zone.
I was wondering what the hell they threw. It was a catch zone hoodie. These are badass too.
Yeah. Scale obsession.
This is one of my favorite
Stealing this
shirts we
tonight.
got here,
Sorry.
guys. This is just a
It's a large
steelhead with kind of an orange border around it. Super sick.
Wow,
Perfect
if
time
you
of
watch
the
Black
year.
Shirts home.
Yeah. That nice dark color pops.
Yeah.
And then we got the old addicted, kind of the.
I don't know what to call that.
It's like a
that
tagging,
design.
you know. It looks like what you'd see on
Graffiti.
Graffiti. That's what I was going
Graffiti.
for. Yeah, tag. Yeah, whatever.
Cameron's never tagged it.
Yeah, Cameron.
He hasn't been under bridges.
You should see the
It's not
tag.
that artistic, man.
You haven't been under any bridges, tagging them
Throwing
up.
up your signs.
There's
bro.
Cam's shirt again. The bad
I
day to
like
be a
this.
salmon.
What is it, Sasquatch and Beaver?
Yep.
Hey.
Okay. We're just
right.
chilling on the
Just
shirt.
hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Probably
Big Dave's back.
There we go.
Nobody panic.
But yeah, guys, lots of stuff. Make sure you get on there.
6:30.
6:30 Sunday.
And a couple things that I'm just going to let out. I'm just going to let you guys know.
Let them know, Cam.
Seasonings.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the seasonings, right?
Seasonings. Knives.
Knives.
That's right.
And there was one other thing. There's seasoning, knives, and there was something else I needed to say.
Well, we'll come back to your little
Tickets.
tickets. That's what it is.
Even though I've already said
Yeah.
tickets.
Yep.
Tickets again. That's
Yes.
the big one.
Tickets.
All cool, amazing stocking stuffers. Stocking stuffers for you guys, and including the fillet knives that I've showed you the last 2 weeks. You guys know the deal. We watched Cameron sticky finger that hoodie. Yes, yeah, that hoodie's gone, and now he's throwing. Clint, you're like, now Clint is trying to produce too hard, and he's failing miserably. Bought my ticket today. How many of you guys are going? Clint, when we wanted the other visuals up, like we actually needed those up to try to promote the store and to do these things, and you failed. So don't just try to interject the cry cam
I love it.
because
I'll show you the text
It's
from
like-
Jen. What you were asking for doesn't exist.
it's like,
So shut the F up.
Oh, the green
easy,
glasses
easy.
fell off when he said that.
yeah, he's really red. Hold on, go to side cam, Clint. Go to side cam.
Broken.
Go to side cam real quick.
Broken.
Hey, we need side cam for these beads real quick.
It's like yeah.
What beads are we showing?
No, he's just hiding now. He knows. I wanted to get his little red grumpy face over there. But there he is. There's a little, like the little freaking gopher gnome or whatever the hell he is. Anyway. All right.
Talk about it.
People can hear you guys, so just to
no,
let you know.
He's,
Okay.
he's just telling me to make sure something's open. You're good.
I was making sure there was one bead in there that we didn't want to show. No, just kidding.
The blurred out leak. All right. All right. So,
Oh,
yeah, the blurred out beads.
Dave,
Except the color comes.
Yeah.
Dave grabs one of our bead boxes that looks like it's been spilt on the ground a time or two. That's
Yeah, you
cool.
know,
That one's
probably
pretty
has.
organized.
It's all right.
It still
Good
looks
enough.
good. It still looks good.
All right. Okay, guys, questions for Nick and Dave. Of course, we've got a couple of them already, but tonight we are going to talk about beads. There was one question I wanted to hit real fast, and Jamal asked, and I think this is kind of a nice leading question. He asked, do guides go and scout fish before they start booking clients and taking clients? Because you guys got some stories to tell.
I mean, we went once yesterday.
Yeah.
we
Tis
had,
the
this is the
season.
first time
Yeah.
that we've gone out. We did go yesterday, and we did catch some fish. But now we're not going to go out probably for.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of scouting.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is like the runs kind of show up.
You know when they're going to be
when
good
that-
for booking trips. And
Right.
generally you want to take people.
And we're going to go every day. So
Yeah, and you want to take people when it's good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like chasing these early ones is kind of a
you could go out and catch a few. You could go out and catch
Get
nothing.
smashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
And-
have a nice day on the river.
right.
Yeah.
And I do, you know,
Boring.
every
We got a
now
lot
and
of
then.
months to have nice days on the river.
Yeah.
And I do, you know, we will. There will be guys that want to go and, you know, venture out and go try, and, you know, that's what they want to do, and we'll do it every once in a while. But for the most part, we tend to wait till the bulk of the run starts to show up.
Can Big Dave show his line wrap anchor move again?
I'm still a little sore.
Dude, that was the craziest.
He's stretched out.
It's
pretty
weird,
good,
you know,
man.
that whole like adrenaline thing when like, you know, normally I can't move that fast and do that stuff, but when the adrenaline gets going, you can walk on water.
𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗣 is in full. He's out of here, everybody. Oh, he
Play on menopause.
set up. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's all. What
Oh,
are you
you
doing?
got him in the view.
Why?
Is there spinners in
Why are you back
No.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm getting. You guys always are asking me. I'm
we
doing
got
a million
everything-
things. My
yeah.
phone's going. Jen's talking. Like you guys
Yeah,
think I'm
we
just
got
screwing off, and it's
everything we
like-
got from Mike,
That's all Mike had for us.
but new. So maybe spinners.
Yeah,
also
there's some
in the
really
drop.
good spinners.
Spinners
Wait,
in the
there is.
drop.
Yeah.
Spinner blades or spinners?
Spinners.
Like
Spinners.
steelhead spinners
Yes.
or trout spinners.
North Fork.
Both. We have North Fork Lures has trout spinners and steelhead spinners, and then R&B has 3 different
Oh geez,
steelhead
we're
spinners.
going
So we
hard
got
on the steelhead
it's
spinners.
steelhead time, and this is the big
Yeah.
thing. You know, I mean, it's like get this stuff before the season starts, and it's gonna pay off.
No way, Nick Popov has hands.
Oh my goodness.
Look at how dude.
Wait, is there some gloves?
Dude, you guys are
Where's
so
where's
jealous,
where's
dude.
dude,
What the heck?
hold on. Let's look at the working man hands and look at these baby soft hands. Hold on, do it.
They're unreal.
Do it. I guess I need to wear.
Look at that. Yeah, look
Yeah.
at the sheen.
Hold on, Liz. Look at my. Now turn your hand over. Back of the hands.
Dude, do you think your wife wants that old
Fudge.
jagged?
Hey, you know, this
or do you-
guy-
she
And then
wants
turn your
mine?
hand over. Turn your hand over. Turn your hand
Yeah,
over.
look at the difference.
Look at that.
It's crazy.
I
Oh
have
my
good
gosh, this is
hands,
like a
dude.
hand. Of course, I've also been like working on boats the
Hey,
last like
he's
2
got
days.
he's got the cleanest
Jeez.
hands and the cleanest teeth you'll ever see.
I
you
brush
know,
my teeth.
You know, he stays all winter and he spends probably at least 30 minutes in the morning brushing his teeth.
I fall
It's-
asleep
he
brushing
falls
my
asleep
teeth.
brushing them, and then he's
Wake
like
up,
this.
That's
oh,
okay
shit.
though. Like, I feel like that's a good thing.
I think his dentist told him it was too much.
Well, it's just
Oh, yeah,
normal
we're in the
human.
we're in
It's
the
like
enamel off.
it's like human. It's a human thing. You brush your teeth dude, in the morning and at night. That's what I do.
How many people have we got watching, Clint? Oh,
12.
There's Clint. There we go. So one last question, and then we're gonna get into the beats. Let's go.
500.
What was that one question? Because I wanted these guys to touch on this because we are talking early winter steel, and we're going to talk some beads. Quick question, if you guys see if you can answer this, please. Caught a chrome steelhead recently, but wasn't sure if it was a late summer or winter. Kind of pale meat, no eggs, and guts were small.
I'm gonna go ahead and say most likely a summer.
So this time of year,
Rebright.
Yeah.
as a rebright.
Yeah.
So this time of
And
year,
Matt.
guys, because summers do come in the summer, weird. They do spawn late fall, early winter, kind of honestly now, maybe even a
Now.
month before.
Yeah.
And so right now, as the fresh winters are coming in from the ocean, there are these kelts, rebrights, whatever you want to call them, and they can get shiny again and look pretty good. But they're the fish that are actually that are going to set up in the river, residualize, or head back out to the ocean. And generally, after spawning, steelhead don't die like salmon, and so they get really bitey. They get
Yes.
hungry. They just spawn, you know.
Those downers
after
eat.
you spawn, you want a sandwich too, right?
Yeah.
You know,
That's the funniest thing
I
you've ever
couldn't
said,
let
Cameron.
that one go. But,
See, let's give Cameron a round of applause. for that. I like
anyways.
that. Yeah, I
But
like that.
they do tend to bite a lot, and we do run into them, especially this time of year. The no eggs, kind of skinny and pale meat are kind of the dead giveaways
That's a
of a
dead
kelt.
giveaway.
In
what it's
fact,
called.
I have
Yeah.
seen quite a few pictures online of first winter steelhead
Yeah,
that
and you're
were
like,
last summer steelhead.
yeah. They were their first summer steelheads, probably.
Yeah. So,
And it's not, dude, and it's still fun. I mean, because
dude, I
they'll
killed
drain
one.
bobbers. And
I
yeah.
killed one a couple years ago, dude. That was, I thought it was. I mean, it looked good. Its belly was fat, and I killed it. It was a downer. I was like, what in
It
the
was just
hell?
full of beads and eggs and all
yeah.
sorts of sand shrimp tails, and yeah, because they do
They eat
they
everything.
do
They
eat
eat everything.
a lot.
Yeah.
They do eat a lot.
Best
Okay,
part about steelhead.
best part about steelhead, they they don't spawn and die like those lazy ass salmon.
I know.
They keep
Can
going.
you imagine that? Wait all your life, and then spawn and just die the next day.
Roll over, baby. Right. Well, let's talk about some beads, guys. So bead fishing. What did you? So you guys went out and did some scouting,
Yes,
caught
Yeah.
some fish,
Yep.
catch them on beads.
we did. We got.
Gosh, of course you caught them on beads. That's why we bring you guys in.
You know, I mean, as much as Marlon hates on it, and people think that.
Oh,
I mean,
no. To be
it's-
clear, he hates on it for this long until
you start out fishing
yeah,
it.
and then it's full.
Yeah. Give me that bead
Give me
rod.
that bead rod. Pay me that bead rod.
Yeah. So no, it's just and in my opinion, it's one of the best ways for a beginning angler to enter into the steelhead industry and start fishing and getting outside and actually have a chance at catching a fish is amazing for the beginner angler. So yeah, beads are the deal, man.
Beads are the deal. So
Look how many we have.
People
Look
are
at this.
already asking. People are already asking, of course, you know, like the condition stuff, and we're gonna get it. But let's just kind of try to hit this question. 'Cause I've already seen it twice. Favorite color bead. Since I got both of you standing. No, you only can pick one. Oh, really easy one.
Really
Can
easy
you show
for
it?
me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's gonna show it.
Let's see. Do we have one in here?
Dave, don't do it.
I'm doing it. It's so funny too because
It's not in there.
It's not.
No,
Oh.
I didn't see it.
Well, it's basically this.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Same thing,
basically,
same thing.
oh, here
I
we
mean,
go.
there's a lot of bead companies out there.
Yeah.
But the original B&R modeled red bead, which is
Auto red.
well,
It's not really.
yeah,
like
it's
these.
not really any of those. Wait.
That's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it's a modeled red bead.
Yeah. So modeled red.
Modeled
red
red.
bead. I have caught more fish on a modeled red bead than all other beads that I've ever fished with. If it's clear water, they work real well in. If there's some color, they work real well in. Now, obviously, if it's colored water, then I'm gonna run something creamy. You know, I'm gonna run something creamy, sweet cheek.
Show people.
Berry.
That's what we're here for. Show people he's gonna run something creamy.
You know, I'm doing a creamer.
What's it gonna be? Something bright? Like, here, let's see him.
Here you go.
So when you're
Dave,
talking,
everybody.
you're talking more. You're like solid, bright.
Solid, yes.
Go side cam there.
Peaches.
Oh, there you go.
Where, yeah, you know, translucent beads more when it's clear, but the model red bead, even over the oranges and your clear pinks, I've done better on that model red than anything.
Those are the creamies?
Yeah, there
No,
you go.
that's the dirty water.
These are the dirty water ones.
Dirty water.
Yeah, they don't show
like,
up great on
Kind of
that.
give me a modeled one.
Here's my
Like, here's a
choice.
model.
Oh, that translucent.
Yeah.
Okay, there's like a modeled, guys. Modeled red. That
But-
looks kind of modeled red in the camera.
But I'm gonna say right now, like,
Everyone's saying Dave's lying.
no, he's
No,
not
I'm
lying. I guarantee you right now, he is.
You
not
like
lying.
that clear bright bead?
So this
There-
is this.
that-
So for years, this
that's
was
second,
probably
yeah.
my best bead there is. It's a clear orange, and
I'm trying to do. I'm just
Yeah,
moving these around to
trying
try
to
to give
figure
you the
out where
better.
to get the best
You
idea.
can kind
of
of see
this.
it shining through. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but here's the deal, guys. Like, and this is why I hate answering this question is because there is no answer to that, because in high water we're gonna fish something that's not transparent, that's something big.
There's the bead
It's-
box.
Yeah, I mean, in high water we're gonna fish a non-transparent bead, something that has like a solid color to it. It's gonna pop a little bit better in dirtier water, and as the water clears, we're gonna go to something translucent or with light modeling, or even heavy modeling for that in clear water can be extremely good too. So I always say, high water, a darker,
Yeah.
non-translucent bead, and low water, a translucent bead. And I mean, we all know that every bead has its time and its place.
And then that is something where you can get into that certain watercolor where
this color works.
this is the
best.
one,
Yep.
like, for sure. And that's why I feel like it's important to have multiple colors too.
Yep.
I mean, I love that model red, and I guess I would notice that more when you have more color of water
Yeah.
and those different shades of darker green to
What about gin
color.
clear? I'm talking. You're looking down 10 feet.
clear
water's
orange.
low.
that
This
clear
is
orange
that's
or
where
model
that
red.
clear orange that I said
Yeah,
is
that's
like
usually the
or
killer.
modeled red,
Yeah.
and maybe downsized to like a 12, or
If
we
it's
go as small
sunny-
as 10. You know,
If it's sunny,
that,
and
yeah.
clear, that the orange will probably outdo it
yeah. It's
Oh, sunny.
in the sun too.
Yep.
Mm.
And the other thing too is like you're gonna find like, and this is something that we have the benefit of seeing every day is like, I mean, every year we'll go through years where it's like you start out with your favorites, right? And then all of a sudden there's this one bead that continues
Yeah.
day in and day out, and it's different every year. I don't care what anyone says. 3 years ago, that clear orange, it was the only
You're
bead.
wrecking them.
I mean, it was unbelievable. And then there's days that the ball red, and then years that it transitions. And last year, you couldn't catch a fish on that
No.
clear orange bead.
Not
So it's like,
I remember one year, like distinctly 3 or 4 years ago, it was a low water year, like the little,
Was the
like
year I took-
clear pink
this
models.
is the day me, you, and Ryan, it was that year that me, you, and Ryan filmed
That
that
was
broodstock
three
episode,
years
3 or
ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like
That
clear
year, it was
pink,
like,
and then it was just the
Yeah.
thing. And even on some of the Oregon, Columbia rivers. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just a matter of have a variety.
Sweet pink
You
cherries
know,
too.
yeah, sweet pink cherry is a
That's
great one in high
great
water.
one.
That's like what we refer to when we're saying like those non-translucent beads is like the sweet pink cherry, the creamsicles, the clown type beads are all going to be beads that you're going to benefit you in that high dirty water. And don't be afraid to upsize. I mean, we all see the 20 mils. What was that last year or year before? The 20 mil was crazy.
20 mil is crazy.
Even in clear water,
And
we were
even in
catching
clear
them
water.
on 20 mil beads.
Yeah, when we're making baits that same size, we're like, well,
Yeah.
of course these 20 mils are going to work. But I will say, I feel like, which I'm sure we need to get into, is landing these fish on beads and your hook ratio, you know. But I would say
You're an addicted bead hook. You don't care.
that definitely has helped out.
We'll get to that in a
It's
minute.
definitely
We'll get to that in a
helped
minute.
out immensely.
Yeah.
But
I got a good question because I always wondered this too, and that's why if someone I think he might have asked it because of what I did, but he says, "Do you guys know if there's a shelf life on a bead, like a soft bead wise, after you take it out of the bag, or if you get the permeating oil
So
smell?"
yeah.
So I've noticed if you keep them in boxes like this, and they're not fished, like you don't take them on the water, expose them to water. So is what we do is we typically take smaller bags and we'll grab like a couple of, every day we'll kind of grab a few, blah, blah, blah. We'll
The
get
ones
this
that
color.
we're using.
Yeah, the ones that we're
And
really
after
using.
you've like dropped a couple of these boxes in the bottom of your boat.
You don't ever want to carry a big box like this.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll never forget Dave dropped this, just got one of these from Brandon from BNR, and he was like grabbing a bead out of it or something and dropped the whole thing. There was beads coming out from the bottom of his boat for months. Like, I think they're still in
They
there.
just keep popping around.
I think there still might be a few running around in there,
But definitely, yeah, keeping them dry and then definitely keep them out of the sun. Like if you've got them out in your shop and don't set them in the window where the sun can
I'm
get
going to
them.
give you the best tip there is. Do not mix soft beads
Ooh.
with any sort of hard
Oh,
bead.
no, yeah.
don't do
Because
that.
those two plastics, they interfere with each other, and the hard bead will melt the soft bead.
What about the oil? Because you
Yeah,
can
that's
really,
another one.
people
You
doing
can-
that.
because
Yeah,
like
keep
I
'em
mean
in the
like
freezer.
would you fish those?
Oh, I do every year.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh, with
don't,
that-
dude. To be honest, like
Yeah.
I'm a big believer. I don't even care. I think it's more a presentation thing. I don't think it's a smell thing. I mean,
Big boy stuff, Clint. Don't worry about
Clint,
it.
stay out of this. Oh, he's ready. He's gonna kill someone. Clint's gonna go on the verge here. But
He's gonna kill me tomorrow on the
the-
raft. I'm dead.
Glad I lost my point.
Jason, you're gonna have to ruin it.
the smell of the bead I've never really noted, and people ask all the time, do you scent your beads? And I know Dave does
I'll do
sometimes,
sometimes.
but I don't. I've always
Yeah,
just
you've
been
never
like
scented.
straight out of the box. I
I
just
just noticed that like sometimes like they put the
Yeah, I know what you're talking
plastisols
about.
and the stuff they use
Yep.
like they have it, and I noticed this in bass fishing too. And then like and it's like it can be very pungent. You throw a freaking big old craw down there, and they'll eat it. And it's almost like maybe they like it, maybe they don't care. I don't know what it is.
I don't think they.
Well,
I don't
anybody
think they
that's never, I mean, for people who have never like seen beads done or like seen them when they come out of paint or like when they're doing the modeling on them,
Mhm.
dude, they smell so strong.
Yeah,
Some of them,
they got a
like
gas out.
gas, you know,
Yeah.
or like it is crazy. And so it's like, I don't know. I just try not to. I feel like my process is what catches the fish, and you just
The
continue to do your
presentation.
presentation properly. And I
Like
don't
if
think
one
a
was
little-
like melted out.
yeah, I'm not going to
you
use
know,
that.
like
Yeah.
totally. But yeah, if it's a little greasy, it ain't gonna.
In fact, one of the fish we caught yesterday was I had a bag of beads that I pulled out of my waders from last year, pulled it out, and that's what caught the fish.
Another thing I'll say too, you want to do is don't mix the colors.
Yeah.
If you have two different colored beads and you mix them together, they'll start bleeding into each other too. So that's another thing. I mean, we've done it and actually.
Let's say you can
I
use
do it
some pretty
intentionally.
cool effects.
Intentionally, yeah.
In fact, if you look at this bead right here, it's been sitting with
Yeah,
other beads
there
and
you
it's
go.
kind of absorbed some of the colors.
So you can get a little special color, but it will change the color of your beads.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, very large beads can smell really bad. Yeah, I always kind of wondered that. And the thing is, like, even though you can smell it, still fish it, still catch fish on
Yeah.
it. I just was curious.
Yeah, I've never
What's
really
in
like
here?
played into or thought about it enough to. I feel like it's more presentation based and knowing where the fish are sitting versus
There's
I don't
no
know.
plastic factories out there trying to eat them in the ocean and the rivers.
Yeah, and that's it.
They're not. They don't run from it.
Well, and it's crazy
Yeah.
when we, as we're cleaning fish throughout the year, the amount of beads that we see in them and other things too. They'll eat
Cigarette
all
butts,
kinds
pen
of-
caps,
yeah,
all
you
sorts.
know,
Dude, I've caught them with plastic.
Yeah.
I caught a halibut one time in Alaska that had a garbage bag with rocks in it in its stomach. A full giant ass garbage bag.
Sounds like those muskies.
I'd say it was probably
tournament
like
fishermen guys.
body parts. in
No,
it.
you want to know what it was, and I guarantee you it was some guy chumming and had a bag of
Oh.
chum down there when it's not open for chumming, and they put it in their garbage bags and hang it off their anchor. It was a big thing that happened up there. Yeah.
Shame on you guys. Shame
And
on
then
you
those
guys.
big halibut eat all of it. The chum in the bag, I guess.
Someone said mustard.
Yeah.
Um.
But yeah, what questions do you guys have? I mean,
Yeah. So
go ahead.
no. Go ahead.
I was just saying, like, this is, you guys have seen us talk beads and stuff, but like, is there any questions you guys have for us that you want answered, or things we can narrow down or help you guys be more successful?
Let's get that Evan Rock. Let's talk about a little bit about setting the hook. Do you guys set the hook fishing beads and bobber dog setup?
Reel.
Or do you just reel into them? I lost
Reel
a fish
into
the
them.
other day after a couple head shakes
Well, so here's what I do.
for bobber dogging.
I always say it's kind of like when I got with guiding every day, you're taking people of different skill levels. If you're newer to fishing and you don't have the ability to understand 100% of everything that's going on, I tell them just to reel.
Just a reel.
Reel until you have that fish on, and then you got them.
Lift up when you feel them.
Yeah, and the more experience you have, you can give them a little more reel into it once you see that line clear, and then sting them. That's the ideal way, but it's tough for someone to recover. A lot of people have a hard time mending, and they're learning how to mend and all that. So
Yeah.
I would rather have that person just crank as fast as they can, clear all that line, and get to that fish as quickly.
Because at the end of the day, you've got to be tight on the fish before you swing anyways. But,
Yeah.
but that's what I would say too, skill level. If a guy is running it right and everything's, you're fishing correctly, you can go quick. Shut down. If you're doing it right, it should only be 3-4 cranks, and you're tight on them and you're going.
I was just going to say that. The problem is they have 4 foot of loop in their line, 4 cranks before they even tighten the bobber.
Right.
And then you got your lead going down to your weight,
Yeah.
and then to your leader, which is another like 4 feet, and it's not tight.
Well, it's what I see most. Like one of the biggest things I see people that they mess up on is such a visual fishery. You're fishing with a bobber, so you see that bobber, it goes under, you start to reel, and all of a sudden that bobber comes up, and they either think they lost it or they set the hook as soon as they see the bobber. It's just like an instinctual reaction. And I truly believe, like, the right way to do it is to reel until you feel them, then
And
sting
tip
them.
down.
Tip down.
That,
when you-
that
said-
tip goes right down to where your bobber went down and you reel.
Swing like berry bonds. If anything, it's fun to watch and poke at. I can tell you, like, the guys that swing bobber dogging, you miss so many fish.
Yeah.
It's
Spend all that
disgusting, and they'll
time.
do it over and over again.
You're
And
only
I
going to get
just,
so many bites.
I know that it is crazy because, like, it doesn't matter how long your rod is. Like, at least some of the deeper water, bigger water that we bobber dog in, it's like some of those leads are like 20 feet.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you're using a 14-foot rod, a full swing 14-foot rod is not pulling that line tight. It's just enough to where the fish freaks out and gives a couple jerks.
Well, you got to remember, your bobber's here, and the current's moving this way. Your gear's here, and you're down there, and you're reeling, and you reel all that line up, and you got to stretch all that gear tight to the fish here. So
You
it's
can't
like
do it.
you can't do it
It
with a
doesn't
single
matter.
hook
Yeah,
set.
you can't do it. Maybe that's why Marlon, also hates bead fishing because, like, when you're doing like fixed float setups,
yeah,
or something, that thing even goes
Yeah.
beak. It's just like, give him the freaking meat, buddy.
It's like
Whack.
fishing with a center pin. It's like
Yeah,
when
you
you're
can-
fishing a fixed float.
Yeah, you can drill it, but not.
And your line
bobber dog.
management, I'd say, is very, very important too, because that's all how much time it's going to take you to get tight on that bobber. And what I try to tell my guys a lot of times too, as I'm teaching them how to mend and let out and all that, I'll be like, really, every 2 or 3 seconds, you're doing something. If you sit there for more than 4 or 5 seconds, you've got line, I can guarantee you, going somewhere
all
where it's
over the
not
place.
where it's not supposed to be. I mean, every 2 or 3 seconds, you're
you're
something's
driving
happening.
your
You're
bobber.
doing something.
You're
Yeah,
driving your
and
bobber.
Keep
and
the
you
hands
see
on the
that
wheel.
mending, when guys is fishing, their stuff's when they're mending and moving that bobber all the time. It's
Probably
just
one of the
not
big
fishing
ones,
properly.
that we do also is we try to teach people to not go to the handle when that time comes, when that bobber goes down and you need to shut that bail and reel down. I mean, we really try to stay square on them. Keep your hand up on that bail to where you can press your thumb down on that spool to stop your line if you're using a spinning rod. Lift up, let out, and be able to just flip that bail over with your hand right on it. You're so much faster there than coming back and grabbing the reel. And one thing, guys, I'll tell you, you never want to have your line in your hand.
Oh, no fly
Ah.
line. No fly.
I see you guys out there
do-
doing this. I'm going to stop the boat and let you know.
That is a no touch.
Like, never here.
So for those guys that are curious, and just like, here's the thing that the two things. One thing I thought was really funny. TJ said you'll only set the hook once in Ryan's boat. Exactly. He's always bobber dogging, so you're only going to make that mistake once. But the bottom line is when it comes to bobber dogging, if you reel as fast as you can, and you miss him, I'm not going to say anything.
Me neither.
No.
But if you set the hook and miss him, you're going to freaking hear about it.
Yep.
So. You're going to hear about it either way from Jason, but
Jeez.
Jason's kind of a jerk like that. So the mullet allows him to do that. So it's actually pretty
Calm down, Joe
good.
Dirt.
Are you guys any time that you guys are running? I see all soft beads. Where's the hard beads? No hard beads.
I pretty much just stick to these soft beads, man.
No hard.
I kind of just gone. I mean, I don't know. It's so easy to change in and out
And
colors.
that's really
it
the
for
way
me.
we
It's
run
like-
them.
It's like when you're putting that inline bead, I can literally take that bead off, put a new bead on right away.
How?
And where's your leaders?
What do you want?
Here.
Just give me a bead leader with
Oh,
a
leader.
with a
Oh, here we go. I got
inline
you there.
bead.
With a glass tie-in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here. Sacrifice.
There you go.
So do we want to go side
Side
cam?
cam. So what he just said there was really cool, guys.
So this is what has kind of transitioned us to soft beads. And when you have a hard bead, you are literally having to
Glass tie.
untie your knot, take it off, put a new one on, put a new stop in there, and now you're out of the water for, if you're really fast, a minute or two. And if you're not really fast,
I'd say it's not a matter of fast or not. It's a matter of how damn cold it is outside.
yeah, and that too. Yeah, yeah.
All of the above.
So is what I can do with these is I just take my bead, and this is also kind of cool because you got a lot of these multicolored beads, like this one has some chartreuse and some pink. Well, if I want the chartreuse up, you just thread it through the
You just
chartreuse,
drill the hook right through it.
right through the center
No
of the
regard.
bead. Nope. And then, but I do slide this up pretty slow. And when I go up over that bead, I slide it real slow because the faster you go through it, it'll kind of heat that plastic up, and I can just slide it right over the top like that. Now I'm fishing.
Hold that tight. Hold that tight.
Okay.
Hold that tight. Hold on. Hold that tight. Man,
And it holds it on
if
there
you
good.
set the hook, it's going to move down. But
Yeah.
if it's set the
Dude,
hook, maybe.
even I get snagged at times, and they come back still up
Well,
on
and
it.
That's good,
the
Clint.
great
Thank
thing
you.
about it too is if you start to bore that hole out and your bead slips through,
Just
you
turn
just
it
pull
sideways and poke
off,
it
go
in
through a
again.
new spot.
And then the other thing, where's the
Yeah,
translucent?
do the
bead?
translucent. This is one of my favorite things about
Here I go,
using
right
these.
I go. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, it's for
Side cam again.
Yep.
Thank you.
And when this orange bead was killing it 3 years ago, this was
a
might
big
have been
deal.
part of it.
So I'm just threading that bead directly through the middle, as centered as I can get it, just nice and slow up over the knot. And then this is one of my favorite things. So then you have that embryo
see
look
it.
inside. I don't know. if
So what
that's
sucks, you
hard
guys,
to-
you cannot see it, but what he's doing is he has the red bead sitting in the middle of that sucker. And the cameras aren't doing any of these beads
Gosh.
justice. It's really suck. Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
Oh,
that.
yeah, but in the camera,
Oh,
hold on.
right there.
Right. Down the
Yeah.
middle.
Yeah, you get the idea.
Let me see if this works.
It gives it just a
It gives it like a
Awesome
nucleus,
nucleus.
or like a, like an embryo style look.
yeah.
Clint, that's good on side
Which
cam.
you get the same effect with the bead on the outside of a solid colored bead where you'll get that red dot, you'll get that bullseye.
Yep. And
Just something, it's going to look like that. I'm just
yes,
using that as an
side
example.
cam real quick, Clint. And this is kind of what it'll look like here, guys. Which you can kind of see that bead.
You'll have that
tucked in
little
there.
red glass bead
Yeah.
sitting in the middle of the
Yeah.
bead there.
Yep.
I tried. I failed.
No, that was perfect. But you have the idea, and I'll tell you that when that orange bead, like Dave said, when that orange bead was it, that was the deal,
That
man.
was the
Having
deal.
that bead
Clint, grab Paul's
inside of
question.
that actual the tied in bead inside that soft bead, and it made a big difference, man. It was incredible. So, and then, like I said, doing it that way, there are a lot of different ways you can thread these beads on. There's T-stops that BNR uses. There's guys do, the inline bead. They do little pegs. Bobber stops and a sequin. And, there's all different ways to do it. This is what works best for me. I just love the ability to go, orange isn't working, let's put a pink one on.
Right, because even like right now with my setups, like I got some hard beads and something. I got like my pale beads that I like to use in like clear water, which is what we're probably going to be fishing tomorrow. But it's like I got toothpicks and I got these, and I don't want to have to sit there and make a leader roll for every damn color in the box.
Right.
So it's just
so
up
now
and
is
down,
what
up
we
and
do
down.
is tie these. We tie our bead leaders, and then we take our box of soft beads or whatever colored bag, whatever we bring with us for the day, and you can cycle through 10 different colors and 10 different casts without having to do anything. And then when you're running that double bead setup, you have a Duncan loop. You can tie that Duncan loop, and all you got to do is loosen that Duncan loop if you want to change your top bead. One of my favorite ways to do it is when I'm running a double is I'll run a lured bead, one of these lured incognito beads on the top bead, and then
stop. For those that don't know what the lured incognito is, it's actually a soft bead with a hard bead insert in the middle, and you get different color effects and fishability things. So just to is what I would do is I would run the lured incognito bead up top, so it's impossible for it to slide over the top one. And then my second bead will be a soft bead that I can just keep cycling out colors on. So this bead would always stay the same color. So a client or you won't have to manage the top one.
Exactly.
It's like you're only really watching the bottom one. Because there's a lot of times like beads can get slid down if it gets into the rocks. I mean, the beads, like if they're being presented correctly, they're kind of rolling around on the bottom. Yeah, they'll swim up 10 feet and eat it. We've all seen it. But
unless you get our new beads in the drop.
Well,
they float.
Okay, close to the bottom. Ideally, this far off the bottom, so it just goes right into there and slips right into their stupid ass mouth.
They don't even have to bite it. It's just going to float right in their mouth. Don't miss out, dude.
But not having those incognitos, what happens is what you're trying to prevent is every time you go to make that cast, you want to look at that bead and make sure it's not resting down on the hook. And so having the incognito bead, it's half as much stuff to watch and twice the fun.
But I will tell
the
you,
beads.
For the double bead, and I know me and Dave have had this talk many times, Dave is anti-double bead, and I have become more and more anti-double bead myself.
So is somebody else we know too. I've seen him kind of just switch over the last couple of years to anti-double bead, with castability and snags and twice the gear.
I mean, the time when I'll use a double would be in a big dirty water, like 2 feet of visibility. You don't know where they're at the first day back in after when you probably should be waiting another day. And a lot of times when I'll do a double setup like that, though, I would probably go more to a yarn, more to a yarn
fluffy bead.
setup.
It's not a yarn. It's a fluffy bead.
That's right.
Yeah,
a little fluffy bead. I mean,
add a little eggs to it.
And then I'm adding some eggs and I'm adding some scent. But still, even when we do that, it's usually the bead that they get.
Crazy.
It's crazy. You'll have this beautiful yarny. I mean, that's all we used to fish with for quite a while. I mean, it was a lot of yarnies.
We have OG beads.
yeah.
OG floating hard beads, corkies.
Corkies.
Those are actually for the tops of bobbers. But
a lot of these new fishermen probably don't even know one of these.
Well, what's a corky? Well, I know what the black ones
That's
are.
what we use on top of our bobbers. We still use them.
No, that's what those are. That's what those are for. I don't even know
That's a bunch of bobber insurance right there.
Bobber
That's
insurance.
right. The old bobber bead.
Yeah. But on the whole double rig, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it. You lose a lot of fish. You tangle a lot.
That's right. They love the other bead loves to get
in the water as
pinned
much.
somewhere bad and break
I lost
off.
a big, well over 20-pound fish for that exact reason. My back hook got caught in his tail, and he was hooked in 2 different places, and wherever he went, I just got my ass.
Or the other hook gets hooked into the stick.
Yep. Or on a snag or something. Yep. I had something happen the other day when we were filming. I was running a jig and a bead, and I hooked a fish on both the damn things at the same time. I had 2 fish on at one time. I had a small jack on. I had a jack
and then, then it was over.
Yeah, so I had a jack on, like a jack Chinook on the bottom one, and then I'm fighting and I'm like, oh, it's a little one, and out of nowhere, dude, just comes this bang and eats the top one, and they're rolling in different directions. I broke them both off.
It was funny.
Yeah, it was cool.
For good fisherman problems.
Yeah.
I just Hook 2 at a time. Whatever. Says Nick.
Why not
Popov.
one?
Why not one?
I
You
did
gotta
have
use heavier leaders, and you just get down. You get down a little
I
quicker.
know.
You
I
know?
can just limit it out. Get in here.
Look at that with a bonus jack right
That's
there.
right.
Oh, opinion about the artificial clusters, like the cluster
Yeah,
beads.
yeah,
What's
those
going
are
on
good.
there? I don't see no
And
cluster. I don't even have any clusters.
And the spiky
I knew-
beads. I like
Oh.
spiky
Oh, I
beads.
saw some spiky
and I
beads.
like
We got
clusters.
a
Let's
spiky.
see. Let's see.
Oh,
That's an old school. That's
Yeah, good question.
You can show it real quick this fast. That's the one I was
There it
looking
is,
at.
guys.
Well, there's it. You can't even buy that one anymore anyways.
Yeah, you
That's it.
That was something we used for. This is
Ooh,
kind
spiky
of
bead.
in the beginning of the whole bead era.
Yeah,
What
but
did
the
Jerry call these things? He called them something
We call them
else.
spiky.
Virus bead.
spiky beads.
Virus bead.
But yeah, I like all the
Look, it's
spiky-
coronavirus right there.
All right, that's enough of that. Put it back.
You're in timeout, kid.
Good luck. Like you said, good luck finding it. They work so well that they're all over the market, and people are selling them like crazy, making money. Oh wait, no, they're not.
Oh wait, they went out of business.
They went out of
This place went out of business. It's 'cause I
That's how
bought
good
them.
they were.
Let's see here. Great information, guys. Yep, appreciate it. Well, let's do another question. Paul, do you start your day with all your clients running different colors? Say a fish is caught, do you switch everyone to that color immediately, or do you keep running different colors?
gotta
So
get
kind of
answers
a little
for that.
more the cadence on how often you're switching out
I mean,
and what you're
I
doing.
always have my hot colors that I know, that I'm going to start out in the morning, and that a lot of that's going to depend on watercolor and whatnot. And yeah, probably if one bead's getting them,
I got a rule. Once
depends how many rods you got.
one fish is luck, 2 fish is maybe something, 3 is like, okay, we got to do something different.
That was like Steve Lynch, like with sets. He's like, one fish is kind of 2 fish is like you pay attention to it. 3,
Right.
everyone's getting it.
Everyone's getting it now, right?
Yeah, that's the same thing I do. Yeah, and then like I said, every year you're gonna kind of dial in that color that's working best.
Let's see here. What colors do you use in different water conditions? We kind of hit on that, Kyle, kind of at the start of it. We do appreciate the super chat. How far up your leader do you want your bead? And I'm going to add one more piece to that. Do you ever change it? The distance
Oh,
from
the
hook
distance.
to
So
the,
here's what you're gonna find out: the further away from your hook you go, the more outside the face you tend to find those fish. Like I always do about a 2 finger. Right in that ballpark is about a 2 finger length above it. I have experimented with. This is about exactly what I run. 2.5. That's probably 2.
Go
Yeah.
side cam there, Clint.
So that's exactly what I run.
Clint's having to work hard tonight, guys. Give him a round of applause.
Look at those hands, though, dude. Let's
Yeah,
talk
those-
about
yeah,
my hands.
You are definitely the muscle. Just maybe
Look
a
at
little,
those nails.
little more,
Yeah, they're
You get your nails did?
a little
they're
more
clean, bro.
proud, a little more. So 2 1/3.
Yeah, so I say about 2. That's a 2 to 2.5 fingers is prime. Now, I see guys doing 3 and 4, 4.5. I've seen, and it's the problem with that is they eat that bead, you swing, and the hook catches them outside the face, and it's just
Kind of a weird sideways pull.
Yeah, and you're not doing anything wrong. It's just you have a better likelihood of landing a fish if it's inside, the corner of the mouth or the roof of the mouth.
Or right through the bone, like all the addicted hooks always do. They never miss.
Dude, I don't care what anyone says. Those hooks are the best.
They are the best
hooks
bead hook
ever
ever
made.
I'm not even gonna-
Ever.
We're not even going to have that debate. We're not even going to talk about it.
And our salmon hook is the same.
No,
Our salmon hook's disgusting.
no question. In fact, the salmon hook is so good that for the last year, like when we got the 2-aught samples,
Yeah.
those are my drop shot hooks for bass.
Oh,
And they're
sick.
freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Nothing better, man.
Because they have flat eye and just the way they pin out on a.
Dude, it's the way they go into their face. Like when they eat it,
Even-
that off kick point shoots it in, and then
And it gets
the rest of the hook
boned.
just fall. It's like the whole piece. This far in. How many fish have you hooked just
Yeah.
like the whole thing? It's crazy. Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
For me.
Clint's hooked like 3. It's pretty cool.
Clint caught one time.
Pretty cool.
Once.
Pretty cool.
Wasn't on a beat.
Do you ever tip your bead hook with sand shrimp or coon shrimp, or do you add we kind of see Jordan sometimes do a little bead and then the egg cluster on it, just because you didn't want to take off the bead?
Yep, been doing that forever.
Just throw a little chunk of bait, kind of spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know one of my favorite things I like to do? The little scent glands on your. Okay, so you get a big old sand shrimp. Your steelhead fish, only use the big ones so much, but
A lot of
those
people don't
big,
know what those
big,
glands are.
they're like big scent glands that are right underneath their chin.
There's 2
There's
they
2
look
of
like a
them. They're
number
little
7,
pockets.
and they're right up under their neck.
All sand shrimp have them, and I'll take those and put one on there, and when you pop one, it looks like pink sand shrimp gel coming
it
out of
smells
it.
like
It smells like sand
sand
shrimp scent. It's like their little scent.
So I'll pop those and I'll rub them on
Yeah.
my beads. And,
Or I'll put one just on the hook, or I mean, think they're trout. Trout eat little,
Oh yeah,
they eat tiny little things. One little extra.
And there's
thing.
no question that like, salmon and steelhead trout can pick up on just the
tiniest
minute
little
things.
I
Which is why I was asking about the oil thing, and then it's like, oh, we don't worry about that, but then we can add bait to it.
But that's food.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you wouldn't be able to use. So a lot of times, guys, do a lot of bead fishing in the areas that they cannot use bait or scent. And I wouldn't think that the oil would be like classified as a scent, where the sand shrimp piece would. So I mean, I guess there's kind of something for everybody in that. Interesting. Can you please talk about times water can use chartreuse beads? You guys use chartreuse beads?
Dude, I've started experimenting with them, and they catch some fish.
You and I.
You know where?
I was gonna say. I'm like, that's why I made a post a few days ago. I was just teasing people because, like, right at the end of winter last year, I started throwing just the old Nolan beads and the Lou beads from our Fish USA brothers back east.
Sure
and
work
on
over there.
On pressured fish over here though.
I think that's all that works over there.
Yeah, we tried. You guys saw the movie.
Yeah,
you guys saw. Yeah, I took some of those exact beads, just started firing them out there, and they were getting eaten. I was like, well, you clients are all fishing the normal, so I'll just throw. Oh,
got one.
Yeah, so like it does. Like you're talking about doing sand shrimp scent, clear orange, switching the bead colors, all that stuff. I mean, that's just another one of those things, just being different. But yeah, chartreuse beads definitely have a place in the. Like I said, go back to the Midwest. I bet thousands and thousands and thousands steal.
Might be something you try real early in the morning.
I got another good question. That I was just reading here. It says, "Have you ever done a double hook below a bead, like two hooks below a bead?" And I don't, and it's because it makes it heavy.
Yeah, it doesn't
so
fish right.
When you put two hooks below a bead, it just doesn't fish right. Those hooks get down. I mean, and a lot of times when you get hung up bead fishing, it is actually your hook that gets down in the rocks, because you think that bead's like rolling around floating. It's not. It gets down in the gravel at times, So
That's
how many
what
times
makes
you
them
reeled
effective,
it?
though, too, to a point.
Actually, in our movie, remember when I had to sharpen my hook with a rock? It's because it was rolling around in rocks.
Well, there's no question. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
There's the little bead.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
But I can tell you too, like, that's also why, like, you definitely had to sharpen that hook, but because of how many freaking fish we caught.
Well, yeah,
but
that's
that's
it
also
too, yeah.
like part of that design of that hook is it does actually prevent. There are hooks that are sharper. I'm just gonna say it.
Oh,
There
yeah,
are
no, I
hooks
agree.
That are sharper as far as bead hooks goes, but if they even look at a rock side, the splash of the water breaks the tips off them or bends them. So like you gotta, like, if you're getting into bead fishing, you're missing fish, stuff like that, hook sharpness and maintenance, you want to get the best hook that's going to stay the sharpest from bouncing into those rocks, but it's also on you to make sure that you're fishing right.
Yeah, those hooks are,
especially a couple hard hook sets too, like along the bottom and stuff.
Well, and you're jamming that hook point through bone, so it's not like it's just going through flesh every time. It's like you're getting teeth and bone.
You want that bone. I think the gap on like our 3s and 4s, like you have a steelhead jawbone, especially the outside of it. And a lot of times, like when you get those fish that like you watch a client fight it, and you're like, I should have lost that thing 100 times, and I didn't.
And then you get it in, and it's perfectly wrapped around that bone,
ripped into that.
And they're strong. I mean, we literally just landed a 20-pound salmon yesterday
on
one.
A brand new, right?
Like that fought us forever.
I thought those weren't supposed to be in there this year because you guys just run. We're past that now, right? We're going steelheading. I get it.
Next year, we better be still Chinook fishing right now.
Oh, let's see here. What is your favorite? What is your
Steve? Good to see you too, brother.
Let's add hooks. Just bought a 50-pack of your bead hooks. Can't wait to see how they fish.
I love them.
What's your favorite steelhead rod?
If I'll buy a ticket to the movie premiere if Cam caught one on a starvation stick. And Carlos, I did catch one, but that was last year's movie, and you can just go watch it on YouTube right now. Steelhead Alley.
That's my turn. That's my turn.
Starvation stick, yeah.
All-time favorite rod. I mean, honest to God, guys, the Guide Select 10'6" or 9.9 is pretty much all we fish.
That's all we fish.
You
I
know
brought one and I wanted to show
He
him.
got yelled at though.
Yeah, because it's so ugly and
Oh, you
beat
should
up,
see it.
but it's still kicking butt, man.
That's right.
So Nick has a really good question there, and it kind of pertains to that floating bead thing. And we kind of glazed over it when we were showing the beads, but like, you also need to be aware if you're fishing a floated bead or a suspended bead, because and how you're fishing it.
Right.
Because if you're dogging or you're drift fishing it, and you're doing something where you're going to have like weight that's contacting the bottom and then going slower than the current, right? If you're using like a sinking bead or even a neutral bead, just that act of the current, the weight dragging on the bottom and going a little slower, the current's going to be pushing that bead down. You want to kind of account for that. But there's other ways that you're going to fish, like with your, whether you're fishing like a fixed float or a sliding float, where if you have a floating bead and you have like a 3-foot leader, you know, kind of like what an average, and if it's floating, well, it might be floating above your bead. And if you're kind of like vertical fishing that or doing, you're not going to be where you think you're at. So you need to kind of be aware of that. So I mean, I would find that for like my floating beads, I'm going to be wanting to fish a way where my weight is making contact with the bottom.
Bobber dogging.
And that is bobber dogging.
And I would say that's
or
probably
drift fishing as well.
Yeah, I would say that's probably one of people's biggest downfalls in bobber dogging is they're not on the bottom. You know, they're not getting down there enough. So that's one thing. You know, have enough weight.
Yeah.
Have your bobber stopper set deep enough to where you are on the bottom.
And you want to do that because if you're bobber dogging kind of in the right spot, one thing with steelhead is if you can get that presentation down, like Dave's saying, like, and you're dragging the bottom and you're slowing that presentation down just a little bit more than the current, like, that's where it hits the fan. Because you want that slowing presentation. And I think, like you said, if you're not dragging and you're just zipping by, well, you might as well just be.
Or if you're just tapping here and then you float for 6-10 feet without touching, then tapping.
Or you're only tapping in the back of the hole.
Yeah.
You're zipping by them.
You might have a chance of catching those ones in the back, but what about all these ones we missed up here?
Yeah, and that's just getting comfortable and knowing, like, you know, how much weight do I fish in a deeper hole? You know, I watch a lot of guys and they use like 1/8 little tiny leads to get down. And I watch them and they're casting and it takes, 30 seconds for their gear to hit. And it's like, well, cool, but you just missed, you know, that whole stretch between when you cast it and when it actually touched the bottom. So then you just go behind them with a heavier lead and get it down quick and you get clean water. So it's like, you know, paying attention.
Now you may get snagged a little more.
Yes, you will.
Working the bottom more, but
I think it pays off. Cam said something real important. Slow it down slightly slower than the current's moving. And
I think that's what you're trying to go for.
Yeah, ideally. And that's the same thing with salmon fishing for me. Like, I find if you can just slow it down slightly slower than the current, that's why I fish a heavy lead versus a 1-ounce float for salmon. I'm using 3 ounces. Or, you know, I've seen one of the best bobber fishermen in the world for salmon runs a 5-ounce bobber. If it's a gin clear river, tidewater, it don't matter.
Now, he does put a fresh bait on every second.
That's true. But he also catches more fish than any human alive. So.
You know you are out there.
Yeah.
Big bear.
Big old beard.
What about hook size, guys?
Because
it's something like, I mean, like, so let's talk about like, when you guys were showing your examples, you were showing a lot of like, where let's just say for a 12 mil, kind of like you're probably what I would call average bead. Now we're fishing like, I don't know, 84 mils, but 12 mil.
Size 2.
Size 2.
Yep.
Not
So
far.
I want a little bit bigger hook. You know, I'll use that advantage when I can get it. I don't find I get hung up anymore or it doesn't change anything. So 12, 14, 16, I run a size 2. 20 or 18, 20, 21, 23, whatever the new stuff is, I run a size 1.
Size 1.
Yep.
What about like the 10 and 8 mil, or do you guys find yourself fishing a lot of the ones?
Not a lot, but we will get down to them, and then I go to a 4.
You guys are kind of positioned on a bigger river.
Yeah. So we have, you know, rarely do we get down below a 10, and even with a 10, I will go size 4 with a 10. So I try to stick to the like size 2, size 1.
Size 2 will get you
really,
12. Size 2 is kind of like that universal, you know, like the perfect bead hook in my opinion.
I like having a little more hook in case you get the big one.
Yeah,
It is winter steelhead
little
season,
more.
and you're fishing big wild rivers and stuff like that. Yeah, there's no sense going in there.
And he says it all the time. It's like, do you really want to lose the fish of a lifetime because you had a size 6 hook on, trying to be this like discreet little?
And probably even getting into that even more is leader size too, where we used to run much lighter leader, and we do not anymore.
Yeah. In fact,
And that's
it
part
was
of it.
gin clear yesterday, and I was
what
running
pound test is that leader?
I was running 15 yesterday, and it was clear as it can be.
I mean,
I was watching fish swim around.
we rarely go under 12.
Yeah.
I mean,
12 is like my
about-
universal number.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can have 12, I feel like it's enough to catch a big one. They're not. 12 is weird. I feel like if you go to 15, there's days where they'll see that 15, but I've never noticed 12 ever really. Maybe a couple days,
Maybe.
but I don't.
I'm a 12 guy, but also like a lot of times, like we're fishing from boat, and I think that's a big distinction because if we're in boats or rafts or sleds or drift boats, like we have the opportunity to chase. And if you're one of the guys in a bank spot like that, you might want to beef it up a little bit.
If I was bank fishing, there's no way I would ever put on anything under 12 pound ever in my life.
At a minimum.
At a minimum.
If not 15.
15.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'd never go below 12.
And I would say too, like our jig rods run a little heavier.
Yeah, I run 17 on all my jig rods.
I run 15.
So you would run the heavier line for the vertical presentation than the bead fed? Huh. I guess you need the bead though to also kind of naturally act.
Yeah.
So you guys are
That's
using
what
the
I've
lighter line
noticed. The
because of that.
heavier you get with the beads is the more, especially like if you're running like a 17 pound or something on a small bead.
And good fluoro is good fluoro too.
Good, yeah, that's it.
So it is pretty invisible. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it starts to your hook size and your line, all that starts to play in with how that bead's naturally moving and stuff. So you got to kind of, I also am an advocate of using what works for you. Find what works best for your program and fish it. Like trolling. We could give a guy your trolling rod and go catch a salmon.
Oh yeah, no.
This is going to kill him, and they'll go out and not get a bite with it.
There is a finesse for sure.
Yeah.
An art.
I mean, it's even when I get in your boat and run your boat, like when we're doing buoy 10 stuff and driving, it's different than what I'm doing. I'm like, well, these run different. I need to throttle up, slow down. Here, Cam, just come back and drive. Like,
I remember one time you and Ed go out that afternoon. I'm like, why are we going so fast? Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, then we just caught like 5 in 20 minutes. Never mind.
That was crazy. I forgot about that.
We answered that question on does the river size kind of play into bead size? What these guys are just kind of saying, like they rarely go 10s, kind of 12 to 14, kind of more the norm or average. Like creeking, though, I do a couple floats and a couple walk-ins on some small stuff, and I will drop to like the 8 mil beads and the 6 mil stuff. But you're talking stuff that's like as wide as like this desk.
Yeah. Well, and that's I think that's a lot of it too. Is like you're kind of fishing,
or Midwest.
Yeah, you're kind of fishing. The movie's a great example. We went over with these like, oh, we're gonna catch them on our stuff. I know we will, and then we get there and we're like, dude,
and
I
no
never
one's
thought they
sitting
were.
of us just dink.
Yeah,
dink.
But we were also fishing a river I could pretty much jump across, and I was like, this is weird.
I hooked one on the bobber dogger though.
You did.
I might be the only person in the
in the mud in the one time you would like.
What is this weird bobber? Like, where's the rest of it?
It was funny.
What did they do to that poor thing? Someone asked, how's the advantage bead hook different than the standard octopus hooks?
Well, number one, the eye is different than a standard hook, and the point it has on it is different. The coating is different. The offset is different. I mean, it's a completely different hook.
And that was after a few.
Yeah,
different tests. I mean, that wasn't like, oh, this all looks good. It was. We can make.
I'll never forget. Cameron came back and said, I don't care if you guys like this bead hook. I'll never use another one. And we were all like, okay, all right. Yeah. When Cam comes out yelling stuff like that, you just kind of.
But I also can tell you though, like the offsets and stuff like that, you don't see that. People talk about wide gap and stuff. The other part of it is like when we went and fished the hook, we caught a lot of fish with it, and like some of these like bend out issues and break issues that we see with other. Style hooks that are even similar, like you don't have that durability aspect of it, and that 4.3 point is also huge because you get a little more resistance bouncing those hooks on the rocks than you do with some of these needle points, and that is a huge thing as well. I think that offset too, being like turned, like put a hook in your hand, squeeze it, and pull that line through with like with a non-offset hook. It can sometimes get through there.
Yeah.
If it's offset, it ain't ever
It's
getting.
never cut
It's
snipping,
never
no.
getting through there without biting your hand. So, can tell you. What's the word?
Just reading some of the
Oh
comments
gosh.
are funny, dude. Read the
What did I
second-
miss?
Read the second one down.
I personally run 10 to.
No, that one.
Wait, no.
Oh,
Hey man, you saw the movie.
All there, dude.
15 is my go-to. Why not
Watch
run a
out, I'm
heavier
gonna
lead?
sick Doug on you.
DJ said, why not run a
Watch it,
heavier
Aaron.
leader line?
Call him
Kind of for
Doug.
some of those things they talked about where they want that natural presentation. I think if you start getting into the 17s and 20s with beads, you start kind of inhibiting that. Yeah, so definitely want. So last, guys, it's 8 o'clock. It's already 8 o'clock. We have a
Jeez.
freaking lot of cool stuff to talk about. We are going to have lots of steelhead discussions over the next few weeks.
Hopefully we'll be back.
You guys will be back because at some point in time it's going to rain and I'm going to drag your butts back in here.
That's right.
We'll talk bobber setups, plugs, baits, jigs, worms. You guys, we got the next 3 or 4 months to talk about. But right now, any other questions on beads that we might have missed? Clint, you got any more buried for us? I don't know if you did or not, which is fine. How do you keep braided line from wrapping around the tip of the GSP rods? I've had lots of issues with mine, unfortunately.
So I've
Steady
never,
hands.
I mean, I always, no matter what rod I've ever used, you're going to have some sort of tip wrap. I mean, you're letting line out, you're setting the hook, you're doing all types of stuff, but a lot of it comes to line management,
And I would say, you better be really knowing what you're doing if you're going to try to wiggle
oh yeah.
a little loop out on the end of your rod, because
When you
if
make it
you
worse.
wiggle it wrong, you're going to make it 1,000 times worse.
And then that's when the bobber goes down. Or you
Yes.
snag as you're drifting by and you break
Might
the
just
rod.
reach up and untangle it real quick. Steady hands.
Yeah.
You can just redirect
Yep.
them. Done.
How do you
Yeah.
pin the red stopper bead?
It's actually a knot, and we've actually done a video on this. You can go on our page and check it out. There's videos on how to tie that knot. It's a simple knot. It does take some precision, like figuring out how to get the proper spacing and all that stuff. A little bit of hand-eye coordination, but practice makes perfect.
You only have one option, bead or worm. Even for me, I'd say bead.
Bead.
Yeah. Not to say you wouldn't catch them on, you don't catch big fish on worms, but I think I like catching lots of fish, so definitely the bead. Happens worse, more to wear lighter braids. I was going to say like the type of line also matters. Some lines are just freaking god-awful, and some lines they fall off better. It's just how they're spun up and how they're braided.
And the more used your line is, like, so people tend to keep the same line on their reel year in and year out, maybe cut a few feet off, but that line loses its memory over time and becomes just a pain in the ass.
It's almost like it's more prone to the wind knots as well.
Yep.
What are your different circumstances using soft versus hard? These guys kind of
Just soft.
Soft.
It's
hands,
real
man.
simple. Go soft.
go soft.
Go hard.
Go. There's a joke in here somewhere.
Uh,
All right. Red bobber stop tutorial, guys. Yeah. Red bobber stop bead works in a pinch too. Yeah. You're probably not going to be able to pull the soft beads kind of over that bobber stop like these guys showed. Oh, let's touch on this. If you guys at leader length, I mean, that's a
dirty water, I like it a short leader. If it's clear, then a little bit longer leader.
Yep. I just let the river kind of tell me every day it's changing, getting clearer and clearer. And if it's clear, I'm going a little longer. And if it's short, I don't have like I cut it at 32
41
inches.
and a half inches.
Yeah.
That's it.
I go like this.
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. You know, I stretch out my left arm to about the middle of my chest and I go perfect. You know, and I used to go long with my bead leader and then I'd add in a long double and I'd try to make them the exact same length. And dude, it got tangled. I mean, it's like I said, I'm kind of revolting right now against the double.
Yay.
Yeah, I know.
Winning.
He's winning.
Over the years.
It's happening. It's happening. 4 or 8 strand braid. You generally want to go with an 8 strand. 8 strands are just smoother sounding going through the reels, and they are the ones that tend to I think perform better than the 4 strands. But that's
8 strand braid.
me.
4. Sure.
Can you guys throw out some beads instead of spinning glows at the back? Who said we're throwing spinning glows out the back?
Yeah, what's
You
that
never
all about?
What up, Ben? Shut up. Okay, Ben.
No, I
shut
can
up.
talk
That
about
would
it.
be actually kind of fun. Just beads.
Just
everywhere.
stuck in people's.
Just
I'll throw the.
whoa,
I
beads.
guarantee you,
That
we
would
have
actually
some.
be kind of fun.
Yeah,
It would be fun.
bouncy balls everywhere.
We might be under contract to only throw spin and glow, so we might have to like work some like
Might have to come up with a new song.
work some weird stuff out. You never know.
2 bobber stops. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 2 bobber stops.
Gotcha.
I see
Double
that
bobber
over there.
stop.
Double bobber stops, guys.
Here you go, Cameron.
Oh God.
UV beads, more hookups. Yep.
Absolutely. Everything has to be UV because those steelhead are running around with those little black light flashlights everyone likes to do at the sportsman shows.
That drives me crazy.
Thank you. What about it? No?
I do not believe in UV. I don't know that I do, but I've caught a few fish in my day. But I just think that
Hey, Clint, why don't you make one of those stupid little things that you always make for I don't believe in UV, like right there.
I just think that how can any person, I'm going into a rant, how can any person sit here and tell me what a steelhead sees and what a steelhead doesn't see? And how can they see UV underwater? How can Joe Schmo tell me that they see a UV light? They don't. I don't know. That's my opinion. But I don't think UV matters because I catch them, a lot of them on this thing that has zero UV. Because I know. I looked with my UV light.
With your black.
Oh, man. No, I don't know. It could, it could make a difference, but I don't know, dude. I just have a hard time agreeing with it. I think it's more color.
Why do your flashers have UV tape then?
They're not UV
They're not
tape.
UV tape. It's not.
It's reflective.
It's reflective. You're trying to create a reflection. This bead does not throw some big reflection in the water. It's rolling down. It's supposed to look like a dead salmon egg. Where I want my flasher to create.
And your flasher reflects the ambient light of whatever it is. It doesn't create UV.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's crazy. Moon jelly is...
I agree. It looks badass.
Yeah,
UV
moon jelly looks cool
as hell.
and it's probably something the fish are attracted to, but it doesn't make UV. And it doesn't only flash UV. It's just crazy.
I mean, I think...
Anyways, you heard it from Nick, so there you go.
Yeah. I'm not sold on the UV. Anybody that has a perfect answer scientifically...
If UV was the thing, so this is the Clint, because Clint doesn't know, so because he's rolling his eyes back there.
Yep, I see it.
Remember Fool of Fish? You remember what Fool of Fish was?
No.
With the flashers? That UV stupid freaking bottle that you...
Yeah,
everyone remembers now.
Yeah.
Where are they now?
Where
is it now?
They went out of business.
I have a bottle in my garage.
I'm sure you do, because you're about 12 years behind the
I have a
times.
bottle in my
And my point is...
And you also caught 3 fish last year.
Guess what? I can honestly say, to this day, I never bought a bottle of that garbage.
No.
Me neither.
Sorry if you made it. Look, I get it. I understand the concept you're trying to do, but man, you just can't catch a springer
guys.
if you don't put freaking this UV crap all over your flasher. And then guess what happened a year later? Everyone went like, well, that's the dumbest crap I've ever heard in the world. And they stopped putting it on. They caught just as many springers.
Don't forget to get those UV beads.
Yeah, UV dot fishing.
No, I don't know. I'm not sold on it at all.
Anyways.
But I will say it looks
Because
cool.
if that was the case, we would have that crap on
Everything.
everywhere. This box would be soaked in it, and that would have developed into something, but it quickly didn't.
Okay, so here's my one argument. We all catch lots of steelhead throughout the years on eggs. I don't have any UV in my eggs.
I don't have any UV in my eggs either.
So,
Like,
there you go.
Well, some of the Procure stuff does. Yeah, we get it.
I agree.
I'm not saying anything.
And there is times that it might help you. Let's get Clint a mic.
Bad Clint. Bad. All right, guys.
Enough of our rant.
Oh my gosh. Is there UV in the red sauce?
Ask Traeger.
Yeah, that's true about that. Okay. We're out of here. You guys, this was a great live feed. I appreciate you guys coming in.
Hell yeah, dude.
You guys, give them a round of applause.
Thank you guys for all
Thank you
tuning
guys for
in.
tuning in.
And you know what we're going to do?
Yeah, let's give that.
Watch this. We're going to give away some drop beads. I got 2 packs that you guys.
Heavy UV.
All 400. Extra UV. Hold on. Does it say?
I don't know.
It didn't say. Introducing 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗣 soft beads made with firmer soft plastic. They float and loaded with 7 different types of UV. These beads give you
Lots of UV.
Overload.
Like so much UV, it actually will cause skin cancer. You gotta watch it. It's pretty freaking crazy, boys. But hey, guess what? For the drop, here we go.
Who's it gonna
soft
be?
beads. So we're gonna do that. You guys do not forget the drop this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. I'm sure you'll see it in the starts of the videos, all that good stuff. Tickets are for sale now. great stocking stuffers. You guys know the deal, but we want you guys to head over to 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗣𝗥𝗗. We appreciate your guys' support. Spinners, trout spinners, can't forget
Get
those.
there early, you guys. I'm telling you, these plugs are some of the best ones we've done. They are just
Limited. They're
and
numbered. They're
limited.
numbered. They will not be made again. You guys know the deal. All the UV, baby. Lots of UV in these bad boys.
Who's the winner, Clint?
Who is the
Who won?
winner?
Winner.
We should pick out some beads and put them in these.
Yeah, we're gonna give you some
We're
of our
gonna give you a
beats
couple
too.
B&Rs and a couple of my styles here.
Couple lures.
We're just gonna open one of these bags and throw them in there.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You're gonna get one open bag with other
Straight
beads
out of mine and
that
Dave's
were
tackle
touched.
box.
That were actually touched by Nick Popov's bare hands, not gloves. They've been
Oh my
blessed.
God.
They have been blessed.
That's crazy.
They have been blessed. So we're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
open the
wild.
pack.
Dude, people are gonna call me for a hand model. I think they are nice.
They are, you're what? Lucky wife.
Happy wife, happy,
Happy
life,
life,
baby.
happy life. There you go. Put them in there. So you're gonna
Shablam,
get all
shablam.
sorts of
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Oh, look at this. Dave went
Oh,
hard.
Dave, you can't even close
Can't
it.
even close it.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's
Right
like
out of our own
the
stuff.
drop
kinda like that
beads.
tree that comes
Look
out
at
from
that.
Grab it, grab it. Come on, grab it.
2 freaking packages. Come on, guys. All right, we appreciate your support. Don't forget the 12 days of Christmas giveaway is still going on the site now, so check for that deal every day in your email or on the text message if you guys subscribe to that too. Anyways, we are going to pick a winner now.
Go.
Come on, Clint. If you commented and you helped out tonight, you have a chance. Randomizer, go for the, we'll call it the big double bead pack.
Clint left.
Oh, what an idiot.
What the
I
heck?
thought he was
Where did
hiding.
go?
He got tired of the banner and he ran away.
No, he
Seriously?
didn't. He's back there hiding. Clint, pick a winner.
Clint,
before I
pick a
come back
winner.
and
Hurry
slap
up,
you.
ding dong.
How long are you gonna
Oh
make
my
Cam sit
God.
there and talk?
I'm just gonna like hit it. I'm just gonna start throwing stuff. So
All
it'll be
you
great.
idiots were in on that. I just lost a lot of respect for
I know.
everybody.
Come on, Clint. Hurry up. Pick a winner. People want to go.
Who's it gonna be?
Hey, guys, this is all Clint's fault. The
I'm gonna
more
come
we're
back there
hanging
and
out
beat your
waiting,
ass here real
this
soon.
is all Clint. Clint has still not picked a winner. We're waiting for Clint. He's produced.
Pick a winner.
Pick a winner.
Go get him.
Oh! Hold on a minute. Nick is currently beating Clint. This is great.
It's already up.
Oh, he picked one.
Where?
Oh gosh, Brett Wright won more beads. Well, you got more beads, bro. You got more beads. You got some of the addicted floating beads, and you've got the ones blessed by Nick and Dave in those packages. Brett, I already know you know
Easy.
the deal, but email your address to orders@addicted.fishing, and you guys, we'll see you all Sunday night for the
Mark's
drop.
and stealing
Anything
our
else?
beads.
Anything
No,
else?
show up to the drop. We got some cool stuff coming up. Join in. Get your
That's
tickets
it.
for the Sportsman Show, guys. Don't forget.
Tickets.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. If we don't see you, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thank you guys for all the support and the love this year. Has been amazing. Without you guys, we don't have it. So let's go.
Let's go. Catch
All
a
right.
steal, guys. See you next week.